Okay, like this. Okay. Uh, hey, you're welcome. Welcome to my live stream today. Hey, hello. How are you? Like the topic today, I want to talk about my experience. Coco Mile. Hello. Today, I'm going to be sharing. It's been 7 years, 7 amazing years. I'm fine, thank you. Welcome. Do like my life, and please, as you come, like it. Because the more you like the life, the more it alerts other people that I'm live. So that's why we always tell you to like the life. So please do well to like and share with your friends. Give me your number. Like my life, please. I'm on live stream, eh? You cannot be asking me that right now. I have an email. You can send me an email, right? There's an email there. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Thank you so much. El Dada. Hello, mommy. So I want to share, I did already made a video, but I think a live video where people also would ask questions about how living in Belgium for 7 years, how I man, like, even me, I'm asking myself, Messi, how did you manage 7 years? Cultural shock, everything. How did you do it? So I will be sharing some lessons I learned. Um, Living in Belgium, how it's really has changed me. Now, my first go-to will be, oh guys, give me 1 sec. Let me quickly just share the live. You're from India. Hello, India in the house. Don't forget to like my life, like. So I'm just quickly going to share the live because today I'm going to be talking about, hello. You saw my post already. It's been 7 years since I started living in Belgium. 7 whole years. And I'm going to be saying my experience of living in Belgium, like the experience, it has shaped me. Please give me your number. I'm on live stream. I cannot give number right now. I hope you understand. And why do you want my number? Why? Why do you want my number? I'm literally trying to post to share the live so that I can concentrate and say what I want to say. So, okay. Yes, I think I'm done it. Let me just quickly post it and then we can continue. First of all, I will start by, I remember, like, this is my personal experience, okay? So everything I'm talking about will be me, okay? So if in case I say more than 10 me in one sentence, just know that it is my personal experience. I'm talking about my personal experience. So I remember when I wanted to travel, first of all, pray. I remember, like, pray. I'm happy my bestie is here. Like, before when I knew I'm gonna be, relocating, I remember praying non-stop. I mean, that's the first thing you have to do that I did. I mean, my experience, right? Now, I didn't have no expectations. I'm going to be sincere with you. I did not have, most people have some expectations, unrealistic expectations. I didn't have that. I didn't have expectations to say, there was one expectation I had for me to be able to. No, I didn't have that. I just came in, save me, hi. Hey, Coco Milen, I just said hi to you. But I know that some of the things I know I experienced was just based on, okay. So that's something I probably would tell people, that before you come into a country, know exactly what you want, right? Know the kind of country. I did not think about it when I relocated to Belgium. It's been 7 years, and looking back about me not doing my findings, will I say it's a good thing? Okay, it works for me. Does that mean it will work for you? Those are some things you need to consider. And some other experiences I think are high. I had, I mean, the first stages of, it's not always easy. The first few months when you come to a new country, you are extremely like you are extremely shocked, I would say, because I was shocked when I first came in. First of all, the weather is always cold. I mean, from October ending, I came in 7 years ago, till March it was cold. So I was always like, "Ooh," always cold at that time. Outside that one, where the shocker really, I mean, the life start happening to you when your visa expires. Like, life in Belgium start happening to you. Like I said, my personal experience. When you now know that, okay, it's different when you go to a country and say, I'm going there to for a visit. And it's also different when you are living in that country. Now, I used to visit England when I was in Nigeria. Every time I just visit England, like go holiday and come back to Nigeria back then, and go back to Nigeria. So I didn't like, I'm here to have fun, party hard, go to the nicest restaurant. I mean, you came to spend money. I be, let's do it. I mean, at that time, that was it for me. Then suddenly, and I decided to relocate, and everything changes. You're careful about the money you spend. I was careful. I mean, okay, let me talk about my first relocation, the first 1 year, because apparently, hi Kokomi, the first 1 year was discovery, like me finding out, okay, what do really I want to do with my life here. It's not about traveling. It's not about saying I want to relocate from one country to another. It's what is your aim? What is your target? Pressure. Let's talk about the pressure for a minute. My first 6 months, I was already hearing people was like, "Hey, oh, you've not bought a land in Nigeria yet. You've been in Belgium for 6 months," and I'm like, so. My first 2 years, people were already asking, you never still do this one. I tell you the truth, when it comes to relocating, the pressure is everywhere. Now, paces differs. The paces at which XYZ came, she came up with probably a resident permit, and then you have to struggle your own way. It is different. I saw someone post, oh, I relocated 2 years ago and I've bought my mother a house, my father a house, and I've bought a bungalow, I have paid, da, 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 da. Do not follow those people. Just make sure you're moving. I mean, I had that experience as well, where people go, oh, why are you never, it's been 2 years, you've not bought a land in Nigeria, you've not done this. And I'm like, I'm not going to Nigeria, I'm not living there, I'm living in Belgium. So what's the point of buying a house or a land over there when this is my base? So there was the pressure, and also friends. Um, Back in Nigeria, I would say it's easy to make and keep friends because we do not have tight. I mean, there are people who have tight schedules, but not tight to the point like you do not have time. If you are too busy, we come to your house and knock on your door, even without asking you. We come and pick you up, we go to the club, we do not care. But here, you cannot just, like, that was another thing, like, my own personal experience after I relocated, was the fact that it was different. You cannot just, no matter how you say this person is my closest friend, you cannot just drive to their house and just say, hey. Now, talking about boredom, I think my first 2 years, I was very bored. Bored to the point where I got into a bit of depression, I would say, because I mean, things is work, 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 work. The only places people actually go to is the bar, restaurant, and maybe once a while concerts. And Fridays, of course, there are clubs. Depends on the city where you live in. So the city where I was at my first 2 years of living in Belgium was a village. There is no fun thing to do. The only fun thing to do is shopping. That's why I have a lot of clothes, because you and your body, you start checking, and people now shop online. So back then, my first 2 years, at some point, I was very bored. And now that, because I was working mainly about getting residents, about living. I mean, because where a lot of people get it wrong is when they come to a country, the first thing they think about is money. You can get money, but what I was thinking about is residence permit, making sure I have my residence, because that is the first thing. I do not care how you want to do it, but when you go into a country, leave that money, you will make it. But you see that residence is what something is something you should be working towards. It's like getting a job, not depending. That's another thing. Trying to be independent. I mean, those are some of the things I think I went through. It was it's not all the pictures. If you see pictures on social media, you think, oh, this one, oh, she's enjoying abroad. The first few months or years living abroad, you have to work. Is as if it's a test on your mental health, I would say. Because my brain that time, I just want to get there. I just want to, there is no freedom when you do not have your permit, right? There is no freedom for you. Why do you think a lot of people, like, when they hardly go out, because you're living in fear? So that couple of months when your visa has expired, for me at that time, was me living in fear. But because, first of all, Belgium is a very nice place. So it's not like you will just be walking along the roads, they will come and stop you, blah, blah, blah. Then, no, no, they don't do that. They work with informations and all that. So back in the day, that was something I think really worries me. And I got into depression because I mean, I was becoming idle. I started working when I was 15, 14. I started working, like making my own money at 14 years. So now being in a country where the first few months I'm just sitting down, laying around, and I'm not the very, very homely person to say I'm the cooking type, I'm the this one type. No. So it was more of me now redefining my step. Okay, what do I want to do? And that was why after, like, I think after I finally got my residence, and I said, okay, what do I want to do? And that's how I ventured into massaging. Because first of all, massage is something I like to do. I like to take care of people. If as a friend you speak to me and tell me you have this pain, my first response would be, let me massage you. So why not monetize it? So that was how I started massaging. Mind you, like, I've had somebody ask me, like, how did you all of a sudden register your own company and everything? I'm like, it's not being so. The first 3 years of living in Belgium, I was thinking about what to do. I was thinking about getting my permits. I was thinking about just settling down, have a family. All those are things that was going through my head. Now, in You thinking about that one, you are consumed by it. So I think that was the phase I was. And the fact that you cannot just wake up, like my own experience, like I said, there was no way I could. I remember talking to one or two people in Nigeria, like, oh, my friends. I'm like, oh, look at what I'm going through. I'm feeling depressed. I'm lonely. They were like, are you lonely? Because they do not understand. So then I stopped talking to people in Nigeria. I do not care who you are. I mean, I could call and check up on my parents, my siblings, and everything, but I don't tell them what I was going through because they will not understand. All they will do is try to tell me, oh, you're doing good. They do not know. There's no advice they could give me because it's not relatable to them. It's just like someone that has been brought up here all their life. You're not bringing issues that is happening in Nigeria. You're bringing it and you're telling the person here in Belgium, like, oh, look, the person will be like, are you serious? Why didn't you call the cops? Why didn't you do this? But it doesn't work like that. So the system for me, when I just came into Belgium 7 years ago, that was like what I was going through. 80% of what I went through was mainly stress, depression, because loneliness, given the fact that you have nobody. Let me emphasize, when I mean you have nobody, you might have people back in Nigeria like that had relocated to the country of your choice, the country where you are relocating to. Now, when your friends has relocated, they are no longer in the same mindset as you are that are still in your local country. So I think that's something people fail to understand, that your aunties and your uncles, you do not know anybody when you relocate. It does not matter who they are, who they are. You don't know them. They don't know you. So I came with the mindset of I have people, which I think it was a bad idea. Because the minute you start saying to yourself, oh, I have people, you become rest. I mean, you get to a place of rest, right? So my own experience was, I think I was too much comfortable with thinking I had people. I mean, I had one or two friends I know here in Belgium when I just relocated, forgetting that the life here is extremely busy. I kid you not, the life in Belgium is busy. So you need to figure 80% of the thing out yourself. When I mean 80%, you could get people to advise you. Is getting the right advice. Because there are still people who live in Belgium for a couple of years but do not know the laws, do not know the rules. So is it them you want to start asking questions? For me at that time, I started looking for people that already are residents. Like, I went to a church. Oh, that was where, at that time, I think on my third year of living in Belgium, was second to third year. That was where I joined a community church. And then when I joined a community church, that's where my whole life actually changed, because they literally helped me with the rules. They told me, okay, this is how you have to do it. They showed me the cheapest place to get groceries. They showed me to shop, where you can shop. So it's more like belonging to a community. So if you're planning to relocate, I mean, take my own experience, for example. Find a place like, where you can find, in that community where you live, there's always a church and a community that you can live in, that you can attend, and people can tell you, even jobs, they can even get you jobs. Now let's talk about the first job I had. The first job I had, which is a pride job, pays really good but it's stressful, is domestic staff. I was a domestic staff for almost 3 years. Let me calculate it, because it's 7 years since I left Nigeria. I had my own company for 3 years now. So let's say 4 years I was a domestic staff. Now, this domestic staff, I mean, in other countries like Africa, is like, oh, you're a domestic staff. But when you are like, you live in Europe, it's kind of different. It's not like I can do that anymore. No, I mean, if I just feel I've outgrown that stage of being a domestic staff because it's sudden, it's stages by stages. Anybody who comes to you and tell you, oh, my first job was an IT job, question them. Because really, I had a degree from Nigeria, but I didn't get a job that is in that field. So coming to Europe with my own idea, like I said, is my own personal experience. I know a lot of people have been like waiting for me to tell my story. So everybody that would ever ask me, how did you do it? I'll refer them to this video. So I'm trying to be as honest as possible without giving, too much away. Um, yeah. So let's talk about the job. So that the job kind of like, okay, at some point I got a job, and my community church I attend, excuse me, I attend every Sunday. They kind of helped me in getting securing some things, and then I started with the language. Going to a country without speaking the language, it is as disastrous as you can imagine. Because at some point, even you start embarrassing yourself. No matter how the people speak English, you will want to belong by just having a conversation like, hello, Katas, I me the basic. So if I like see people and who have lived in countries for a very long time without speaking the language, it worries me for them. I just like, why are you not speaking the language of the country you reside? Because for me, it's kind of like you live there. So that was another barrier I had, was the language. I didn't speak Dutch at the time, and I was not 10 years old anymore that could just learn a language like this. I mean, you have to concentrate. Given the fact that you're an adult taking care of yourself, you have to work, you have to take care of yourself. Now, I had challenges with the work as well, because back in Nigeria, and I never did all the hard work kind of thing. I only did like, okay, I was a night manager of my friend's hotel. I worked as a producer, an actor, as a model. So imagine that life, and now you're in Europe now, trying to be a domestic staff and everything. So it's kind of like that alone can even like make you go gaga, I'll tell you. So I think those are my first 3 years experience. Uh then the main another thing I think I didn't really struggle with, but also was prices. If you ever relocate, or never compare the price, never how do you say it, change the money, I don't know how to say it anymore, like euros to naira, never compare price. I remember I wanted to make my hair the very first time. I wanted to go weave my hair like cornrows so I could put a wig on it. I went to the place, to Mantunge, to say, okay, they should weave my hair. Natural hair, oh, just weave it. The person said 20 euros. I said, Woblif? Woblif means we say what? Woblif? He said, no, it's 20 euros. I want to weave the hair so you can put a wig on top. So that was another thing I struggled with, having to convert the naira to euros. I'm like, Jesus Christ, 20 euros? I went back home. My hair was still long at the time. Then I started weaving my hair, so things like that. It was like something you're not used to, but I mean, you got to be used to it because you want to live in the country, you want to blend in, but remove the mindset of having to change, because that I struggled with that. I mean, to the point, even jackets, I did not buy a decent jacket until my fifth year in Europe. A good winter jacket will cost you about 200 to 150 euros. So I wanted winter jacket. I checked online for the winter jacket and I saw it was 150 euros, 160 euros. I converted it to Nigerian money. I almost unalive myself with the price. So I was like, no way, I'm not doing this. That was how I almost get pneumonia, just because I was trying to change. Like, I didn't want to pay too much for it, and then I'll buy jacket that is less expensive but will damage before the next winter season. Now, winter jacket is something I think you will even wear in the summer, because some summer can be cold. Suddenly, it can be like 25 degrees today and tomorrow is 10 degrees. So the weather plays a major role. I think the main time I was mainly depressed when I just relocated was winter season. It gets dark really fast. 4 p.m. it is dark. Like, it's getting dark. You cannot see. You don't see anything. So your mind is easily I think that kind of like affected me and made me a little bit depressed in that season. But now I'm used to it. I'm even waiting for winter right now, because okay, it was a nice summer. Let's do the winter and get over with. Will you ever get used to the cold? I never got used to cold. Till now, I'm not used to cold. I'm in the house and it's about how many degrees? Inside the house is like 14 degrees. No, sorry, 20 degrees indoors. And it's like maybe 9 degrees. Let me not lie. Let me check. And I'm cold. So you never get used to the cold. I never till now. It's been 7 years and I'm not used to the cold still. Okay, it's 15 degrees at now. Outside is 15 degrees, but inside is 21 degrees. So you cannot get used to the cold. That's another experience I had. And then development. When I tried to develop myself, like I said, the language was a bit of a barrier for me. Then I just started, okay, well, how did I even start up with that? Okay, then I went to the Dutch school. Ik spreek beetje Nederlands, maar omdat ik kan Nederlands praten voor jullie. So I can express myself in Dutch right now, which is a plus. So my experience so far has been, I don't know if you have more questions, if you have a question like how I got in, how I got in, get the document, get my passport, everything you want to ask, you can ask in the comment section. I mean, I don't want to go over on and on about something people might not be interested to ask. So if you have questions like, I don't know what your relocation question might be, you can ask me and I will tell you based off my own experience. Like, experience is the best teacher, so I'll tell you based on my own experience. I've experienced quite a lot in the last couple of years. Like I said, friendship, the food. Now, the good thing, I didn't really have bad experience with food because I was not I'm a picky eater, but I cannot sit down and tell you I want to eat swallow. Even back then in Nigeria, I'm not like the type that was an easy blend for me. That was easy blend. I've not had swallow for the last maybe 2, 3 months now. No, sorry. I had plantain swallow with okra soup maybe 3 weeks ago. But before then, I can stay months without having swallow. So the food wasn't a problem because I could do without an African food. I mean, I could cook a whole month without including African food to the menu. So that I was lucky with. What else did I actually struggle with? What else? Familiarity, being professional and being not professional. Um, as a massage therapist, I think I am coming too far with that. Okay, so before I actually became a massage therapist, I was asking myself, okay, I was just dumping domestic stuff because I was like, okay, I don't want to do this for a long run. It's not something I'm gonna be. No, you can be proud of it. It's not something I'm proud of. It's just a survival mechanism or a survival job, something to put food on my table and to put roof over my head. I think that was where that mindset shifted, and I'm like, okay, what do I do that I really like? I hate to see people sick. When someone say they have pain, the first thing I go, how do I make it better? So now I know how to massage from Nigeria. So it was really easy to just go to the school for a few months, and then I graduated for to be a massage therapist. Afterward, I registered my own company. I started doing my massage business. So that was where I made that decision to be a massage therapist. Because at some point, you see, the 9 to 5, you cannot do it. And don't even deceive yourself to say, okay, you are going to, as a Nigerian person. I'm not saying that people who are used to it, but I wasn't used to that kind of life. Yeah. That is the reason you should be in a little bit of control of your own time. Have a handwork. Someone that makes hair for 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 an instance, right? Someone that makes hair, let's say the hair costs 100 euros or 120 euros. That person has made what other people who does 9 to 5 made. And if the hair, if let's say you do the hair for 4 hours, you have the rest hours to yourself. You already made what people make a day, you know. So that, I mean, for me, I would say that was it. So for massage, for me, was my way of saying, okay, I want to be the boss of myself. I want to own my own time, because when you live abroad, you really don't own your time. You really do not own it. This time I'm using for this video, I woke up this morning very early. I Like, you have no idea. I have driven maybe 40 to 50 minutes this morning doing everything I had to do. And mind you, it's just 12 to 31. I have done a lot this morning before even thinking of, okay, let me make a video to grow my YouTube, right? So you do not own your time. You are my friend said, you don't even own your life. And that is the truth. You do not own your life. You think you don't own it. You don't. Like, you don't have the time. Before you know it, you'll be asking, where did the time go? What was I doing today? What? And especially if you have kids, just make it, let's say it's finished, my own personal experience. Like I said, this video is all about talking about my personal experience. You do not own your time. You don't even own your life, because it is programmed. This phone is where I have my agenda. You will see my agenda is full. If someone is saying, can I have a phone call with you? I go to my agenda, because everything is basic, is offspraak, is appointment. Phone call is appointment. Eating, you have the programming time. It was really hard to really blend in at the time, because if you want to go to the doctor, you must call. And sometimes I remember having to go to the doctor, and they gave me appointment for 6 months. 6 months. There was no appointment. So, guys, my experience in Europe has been amazing. Like, I would not say trade it for the word. Let's start with that. But it's been it's been amazing. Let's talk about having to talk to people. Let's say you're going through stuff, break up, things are happening in your life, especially when you are alone. Like I said, I relocated to Belgium alone. No brother, sister, auntie, uncle, friends, nothing, zilch. all by myself, just me and God alone. So it's different from even when you have people. Because if you have people, you have a little bit of support system. You have family, a little bit of support system because they too they have their life. Your mother can be living next door, and you will not see her for a month. Or if she's so loving, you will see her once a week, which is on the Sunday, and that Sunday is a short period of time because she need her rest. So those are some of the things like I would say, yeah. And the loneliness, but my first 3 years I was indeed very lonely. But now I'm used to it. I don't even have the time to even be lonely. Let's start with that. Like it's only when you go to bed at night, but now not anymore. Hallelujah. Um it's only when you go to bed at night you be like, oh, it would have been nice, you know. But the first 2 years, sorry, the first 2 years, no, I think I was actually lonely the first few months. Maybe my friend will say something, the loneliness that comes with it and the depression. I mean, I went through a bit of a breakup, and then all I wanted was just having somebody to be around. I just wanted somebody to hug, somebody to cry on their shoulder. At the time, I had nobody. At that time, nobody. I had no friends, no family. So it kind of puts you into depression. And let's talk about the pressure. I had people who were yet to settle. When I mean settle, like I said, when I relocated newly, my concern wasn't to make money. My first concern wasn't to make money because people go, oh, I want to travel abroad so I can take care of my family. Me, I did not need to travel to take care of them. I mean, I was already doing too much even before I relocated. So that wasn't even in the book. That wasn't even the book. So for me at that time, my own was getting the doctor. So when people go, oh, like I was having a conversation with somebody, and the person was like, hey, if I just travel out like this, I would just start to the walk. I would just, the person was speaking pidgin, by the way. If you do not understand pidgin, I'll translate. I would just start walking and then taking care of my family. I'm like, okay, cool. You didn't say easy like that. You think it's easy. You think it's like that. If it was that easy, everybody would be very rich, you know? So that was something like I kind of like was a determination for me. My determination was my first determination was just to get a residence. I mean, I advise people who travel out. I mean, people who tell me, "Oh, I'm in a new country," and I tell them, "You see that money, you will get it. But first of all, secure your place. Get a job. No government, no country wants a liability. No country. So people might like, oh yeah, but I'm going to be getting social benefits. That social benefit is not going to give you your PR. That social benefit is not going to give you a PRO. If they're finding people to leave the country, you'll be one of the few that they will tell to leave because you are not adding value to the country. Rather, you're subtracting. You're only taking, you're not giving anything. That is where, I mean, like I said, my first few section came in and I was asking myself, okay, what do I really want to do? Outside the first few years of being a domestic staff, what do I really love to do? Like I said, I did not want to go into nursing because it's hectic, and I'm like, okay, I know how to massage. Let me go to the massage school, become a massage therapist, and afterwards, after being a massage therapist for a while, then I think I worked under some people, and then I started my own company, which gave me a little bit of freedom because I could arrange my plans. Because any contract you sign when you terms of working, I tell you, I remember working for a company, and if they put in that contract that you start working at 7:30 a.m. and you finish at 9 p.m., there is no I am tired. You will work it because it is in the contract. I remember working in okay, let me calculate some of the factories I worked. I worked in a cheese factory. So when I tell you I know what the work life is, I know what it is. I worked in, I would say, as kind of a tech where you do things with a computer. I did that job. That one was actually one of the best job I did before having my own personal company, because it was not as difficult as the factory company that you were selecting cheese. That to the point, like right now, if I'm eating spaghetti, I don't put cheese in it because I worked in a place where cheese were being produced. Would I do that while I was in Nigeria? No. While I was in Nigeria, I did not wash my own clothes. I did not have a washing machine, but I have human washers, people who comes to clean and wash my clothes. The only thing I think I did in Nigeria was cook for myself. If I know I'm having visitors, there's somebody who comes to cook. So it was like a shock, not shock, but it was a different way of living. So it's like self-development, I would say, because now I'm strong. I can even go to the gym. So those are some of the things I would say, what my experience had been. Another thing is zero your mind. I mean, I'll make an example. So I've worked so hard in the past, and 80% of the time, I've had people tell me, okay, so no, I work so hard. Like, and all of a sudden you get a phone call and somebody just tell you, oh, as I'm here, I've not eaten for 4 days. Can you give me urgent 2K? I do not care if it is €1. The fact that I was working in a factory, I stand for 7 hours, stand for 7, 8 hours, that I was not used to. And all of a sudden, somebody calls you from Africa and it's like, oh, can you give me urgent? Something I stand 8 hours. Something I stand 8 hours for. You see, I'm so lucky. Like, I'm not even joking. Back then, hello. Hello. Hi, hey. Uh, I'm on live, so you're gonna start from upstairs, right? Yeah. Okay. Will you be done before 3:30?
Upstairs or
No,
here?
downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's when the kids are coming back from school.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you know when I'm done. Maybe I will just, because the network upstairs is not so good. But how are you though?
Fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'll just okay. So, in terms of the living, it was. I'm so blessed, Jesus. In terms of living is otherwise okay. I was talking about how much I work here, so that is something I learned the hard way. Not everybody that calls you, you give to them. I mean, there was a day I had a girl making my hair, not this were hair, but there was a hair I was carrying, a braid. This lady stood for 4 hours making my hair. Now, she's from Kenya, somewhere in Africa. And then the and then she had a phone call, and the lady that called her was telling her like, oh, I'm attending a wedding. We have a vacuum upstairs. I'm attending a wedding. Can you please send me money to buy clothes? This is a woman that was standing. So I learned to also, with my experience, take care of myself before I take care of other people. Before I take care of at home, anybody, I don't care. Take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you just keep walking. It's like people feel like when you live abroad, you're kind of like, yeah, I don't know, you're plucking money from trees. Yeah, you get I mean, I've also learned to be more, I mean, cautious of that, because people tend to take advantage, because all they feel, oh yeah, the money is this and that and that. It's higher than naira. You can change €2 and that and that. But the €2 was not worked for. So that's something actually, my in my experience, I kind of learned, and also my experience, I learned investing while you live abroad in Nigeria is not actually the very best, except you know how your money is being. I don't know, but I think I wouldn't do that. Maybe in future, build a film house. Yes, I would. But otherwise, I don't know, because it's just a lot of work that happens here. It's just a lot of work. You kind of like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So, and that actually scares me with people, when people like don't understand, and then you're going through the most, and then they don't know how you faring, taking care, and then they are just, it kind of like scary. Those are some of my experiences living in Belgium for 7 years. And I would say this, the system works. That's another thing. The system works. What advice will I give to anybody that wants to relocate? Number one, I jot it down. So permit me to open my PC. Number one advice I would give to anybody is know the reason why you are leaving home. If you do not know the reason why you are leaving home and what you want to achieve, you will not know the best country for you. Do research on the country in which you're going to. It might be that you're going to America. Why are you going to America? Is it because your auntie is there or because your uncle is there? Why are you going to America? So those are some questions you need to ask yourself. So know your why and the reason for leaving your home country. That as well will put you in shape. Now, my number two advice will be, when you get to wherever country you're going, you know nobody. You are starting all over again. All over, in terms of life skills, everything. You're starting all over again. That was something that was very that was something that was very like painful to me at the time, because I thought, "Oh, I'm starting all over again," which, I mean, starting all over again is good. So don't be scared. Start all over again. I did start all over again 7 years ago. I did very well without even like asking myself questions. I didn't doubt it. Like I said, I did not expect anything. I only expected that I will make it. I will go to whatever country I'm going to. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the best that I want to be. I'm going to be the best. I mean, mindset. Let's talk about mindset. The second thing I would say, change your mindset from I want to impress to I want to be a better person. Now, 80%, the reason people like go walk a lot is because they want to impress the street, and it makes them sick. So if you are um If you, as a person, you don't know your why, it kind of will affect you in the long time. So yeah, I would say that. And then my next point is pray. I cannot overemphasize how much you need to pray. Prayer should be your food. Prayer should be the food you eat. Prayer should be the water you drink. Prayer should be everything and anything. That is what prayer does. Prayer, just pray. I do not like prayer can mean findings, seeking the will of God. What is God saying about this? If I'm praying here, you will think somebody stole something from me. You will think, pray, just shall pray. I will leave it like that. Pray. I do not care where you're from your mother's village. I don't care you want to do the prayer. Just shall be praying. The prayer has a lot of role to play. Prayers have a lot of role to play. Pray. You don't know what you want to do, pray. You don't know the food to eat, pray. And the number next is keeping your mouth shut. I learned this the very hard way. I only speak to one person. I mean, my best friend Ethel. She's the only one that I could right now tell everything and anything. Every other person and noise, I do not care. Why? Because especially if people don't see where you are coming from, they kind of say to you okay, they kind of make you feel like you're not doing enough. But someone like my best friend Ethel that knows me so much, that knows how I've gotten here, how we have gotten where we are, it's kind of see where we're coming from. There's no jealousy, there's no envy. We curse ourselves, we've done one good thing, we applaud ourselves, we've done one foolish thing, we laugh at each other. Keep your mouth shut. There is no advice. There is no immigration advice someone who lives outside that country can give to you. There is no work advice than than somebody who lives okay, somebody who lives in Nigeria that has a different work ideas on how work life works will not be advising me that lives here, that have seen the system on how to work. No. I mean, that is how I see it. I feel like if you live abroad, there is no keep your mouth shut. Talk to people that is in that country. That's where a lot of people get it wrong. You'll be getting advice from the wrong parties. I mean, I don't know that I wouldn't advise that. I've already talked about trying to settle your PR before even thinking of making money because money will always come. I used to laugh at my mom sometimes when she goes, every time my mom can tell me, I not get money, I not get money. I'm not, I know I tell her, I told my mom one day, I mean, since you gave birth to me, you don't have money. So if that is how it is. Money comes, it's a process, passes, it circulates. So do not think about the money. Think about how to get your PR so you don't be wasting time. I mean, that was what I did that works for me. So it's my advice for anybody that cares to listen. And my next advice would be depends if you are on if you depends on what your what you really want to, because in that case nobody can advise you, you know. Do what works for you. Do not be under pressure. Like I said, I remember 3 years when I just moved to Europe. I was talking to a friend and the friend asked me, oh, have you bought a land yet in Nigeria? I'm like, no, I haven't. Why are you asking me? You say, this girl that relocated to England, last year she just bought a father a house. I said, that is different. Okay, so pressure. Do not let people put you on some, as far you are not on a standstill, as far you're working, As far you are not standing aloof, I would say ignore the pressure. Sometimes you feel left behind. I felt that way. I felt left behind. Yeah, when sometimes the pressure hits, I felt like, oh, my mates are doing this. Not like I really do care, but as a human being, it just goes by in your head sometimes, like, and then you shake it off, like, I mean, forget it. I am who I am. I am what I am. I'm going to get there, you know. So reduce the pressure in your head, if possible, in your time of when you're paying your dues. Reduce social media. It will put you under so much stress. Social media has a way of manipulating you and making you feel like you're not doing enough. Social media has a way of making your hard work seems like a child's play. And I would say, like they say in acting, is make believe. Acting is make believe. Take it a step at a time. A few years ago, I was a domestic staff for 2 years, and today I have a domestic staff working. You know, so it comes in stages. It comes with do not come when I first traveled to Europe. Like I said, I didn't think of my expectations, but the life we hit. I remember the time where I had issues. Like I said, nobody from home will help you triage that issues. That's why you need to build yourself here where you're resident. Before I think of anything, first of all, like I said, okay, so I've been working so hard. And 2 weeks ago, I got a letter. The letter says it's a bill for 270 road tax. I am my own priority. So if at that time somebody texts me, I'm like, oh, there is water in their brain. The doctor said, I say I have bill to pay. Because if not, if I don't pay the bill, the car will be taken. The road tax. They will say until you pay. If you don't pay instantly, they might detain you. So taking care of yourself is no joke. Like I don't know. I was talking to somebody and the person go, if I just move abroad, and I'm like, keep quiet. Be quiet. Because you have no idea. You have no idea. The first few months, yeah, and you're looking at social media, people that said they relocated 2 years ago, they relocated 5 years ago, and they've built. It's possible, but you will not live the way you want to live. Let me make an instance for you. Like somebody who earns average of 2,000 euros pays rent of 900 to 1,200 euros. You are left with 800 euros. Your not data, your subscription, TV, YouTube, uh, insurance. If you're, I don't know what else you're doing. Let's say 300 euros. You have to feed. How much is that? Let's say you were left with 800 euros, 300 has gone for all your payments. What you have left is how much? 600 euros? That's 600 euros. Let's say 200 euros if you are a single person for food. How much you have left? 400. Now you can say, okay, except people that don't do that, you can save 100 euros for future or for just in case. And if you have a car, let's talk about the gas. And then you now start, but people who does that all of a sudden they just start building houses in Africa, doing all those things. I'll tell you what they do. They share apartments, let's say a studio, with maybe three other persons. So apparently he's paying like 150 in rent. That's why you will never catch them doing video in their houses. Now, this is how they choose to live. I'm not judging. Now they start saving and build. That's why when people go to Nigeria or go to African countries, and then what they sent money for is not what they do, the people feel like unaliving themselves because they know how they worked hard for it, how they suffered to be able to send that money back home. Now, this person is able to sacrifice like that to live hand to mouth for a couple of years, and then is able to build the house. He or she would, because if you're spending 1,000 euros every month sending home, you are able to do that. But you are living hand to mouth here. You're wearing clothes from the street. Everything in your house is from the street. You can go on the street and you can get furniture there. So it's possible. But if you are the type that wants to really live in a country where you are reside, it is not possible. It is not possible. You can have enough for upkeep to say, okay, I'm going to send my mom XYZ amount for upkeep. But to say, I want to start building this one, that one in 1 year, check that person very well. They do not rest, they do not sleep. So those are my little experience in my 7 years of being in Europe. If you have any further questions, you can leave it in the comment section and I will answer to the best of my knowledge. I have refused to do a video like this because there's too many lies that is being told. Too many. Too lies that is being told. About living in Europe. Oh, this one traveled out, he has built a house, he has built. Find out how they are living. I heard of a girl, 20, I think 28, 29 years old, lady, because she had two kids, and then she works two jobs, and all of a sudden, she lives in France, by the way. She lived in France, by the way, and after she came back from work from her two jobs, she slept and did not wake up. Why? Because of stress. Like I said, it can be fun, but it can be stressful. So if you are seeing this video or you're watching me and you live in diaspora, I'll start with that. You live abroad, take care of yourself. The people at home will be okay. They will be okay, but you will be not. You won't be. You won't be. And if you live in African countries and you have siblings, sisters, brothers that live abroad, be gentle with them. Be gentle. You have no idea the stress those people go through. Like, it's a lot of stress. I don't know if I can even explain. You do not own yourself. You do not own your time. You own nothing. So be gentle. Be gentle with your friends. Call your sisters, your siblings. Call them up. Like, hey, how are you? I'm just checking on you. I'm not to ask you for anything. How are you? One thing I learned as a massage therapist is asking people how are you twice. Now, the first one is, how are you? And then when you go, oh, general, I'm fine. And I'm like, I'm not your little friends. How are you? And then they start talking. Let your siblings talk. Let your family, your mother, your brother that live up, but let them tell you how they are. Yes, it's okay. There are a lot of privileges that come living in the country like this, but still, ask them how are they. I mean, the only person that really asked me, how are you in the last 2 months? 2 months is my best friend. No family member will ask you, how are you? All they want is give me, give me, give me. Nobody knows if you're going through stress, if you're going through depression. I remember when I was going through, I would say depression, because the first couple of years when I just came into Europe, Jesus, this winter, it get dark like 4. Then it stays dark till maybe 10. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Do you know the stress that comes with the dark weather? People become depressed. People do not smile anymore. You start seeing, it's not fun to watch. It's not fun. It's really not fun. I mean, I struggled with that. Every time winter is coming, it will be as if there's a depression all over the place. I just feel depressed. But whenever it's summer, you see me, okay, oh, let's go Charlie, let's go party. So that is what I would say. Like, I mean, is what I would say was my experience. But now I think I'm kind of, you cannot be used to the kind of weather though. But I mean, it is what it is. You cannot just find a balance. So for me, when I just relocated, that was something that nobody told me about. I discovered myself, my experience, the first years, I mean, the first 2 years of winter. I was in pure depression. Um, okay, we've talked about the weather kind of affected me and the offspring. I remember being sick, and then I went to the house doctor. I mean, they gave me some medications, and they're like, okay, so if you don't feel better, you call the doctor, right? You go to the hospital. I called the hospital to book an appointment. They gave me appointment 6 months from that time, and I was like, I'm shocked. Why are you giving me appointment 6 months? 6 months. What am I supposed to do with myself? So you will get used to the appointments. You cannot just walk into any office or call. So if I see people calling me, like my friends and family calling me without prior notice, I'm like, oh my God, do you even have an idea? Do you have an idea? Like this morning, like I earlier said, that's something I also got to get used to, was the fact that I wake up early and go to bed late. You know, like this morning, I've been out and about, and from little bit less 1 hour from now, I'm out again. Before I get home, it's pretty getting dark. So where do you have the time? And you don't want to be like one of those people who be on the phone, yes, 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 so that was something I kind of struggled with when I moved. And I remember going through a breakup, and I was in straight up depression, like straight up depression. You don't have nobody have your time. So those are some of the things, but other than that, like I said, something you get used to. I'm used to it. I'm used to the weather now. I'm used to the environment. I can speak Dutch. Thank God for that. Jesus Christ. It took a while for me to be able to speak Dutch, but I speak Dutch good now. I mean, I can express myself. You cannot cuss me in Dutch because I'll hear you. And I'll cuss you my language. So don't try it. What else? What else? What else am I missing out? Okay, I think literally this is it. That's how my 7 years has been. And it's been amazing. When you cross that first few years, I'm telling you the truth, you get used to it. Your life will be normal again. You start living a normal life. Um, there's something else I wanted to mention before I go, but I literally just forgot it. So yeah, and if you're wondering why I've been talking very funny, I'm getting my teeth done, and it's painful and it's taking forever. So it's a lot of stress that comes with that as well. So what else? I don't want to talk nonsense, so I think I'm gonna end the live here. You guys, if you're just coming in, like my life, we've been here for over 1 hour. I've been telling you my experience. in Europe because I'm 7 years in Europe. Seven. Where did the time go? Oh, did I talk about the time I missed my family? Did I talk about the time I missed home so bad I was crying? But when my family calls me, they're like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." I don't tell them I miss them. I had that time as well. It comes with the loneliness, I would tell you. It comes with the loneliness because sometimes you just feel, oh, I miss my family. Like literally, you just miss the glass that happens around you. You know how you can just wake up and go to your friend's house. It's just a lot. That also contributed to my first 2 years depression. I tell you because I did not have I didn't have friends like that. And then I missed my mom, missed my brother, missed my sister, sisters, brothers. So I did miss them. So it kind of like also added to the depression phase. But now I'm like, okay, I'm good. I no longer feel like that. Yeah, once a while you talk to them on the phone, but it's not as, I mean, it gets better with time. Like every other thing, gets better with time. Gets better with time. You just kind of like, sometimes you even lost yourself. I mean, sometimes it's possible to lose yourself because you're so consumed by work that you even lost your identity. Or you just see go, 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 never stop. And boom, your body just pack out. Why do you think a lot of people go, 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 and all of a sudden it's because it's the system, it's how the system is wired. But I always learn to take my rest. I remember December last year, I worked as a massage therapist. I was working. I remember towards the ending of last year, my partner sometimes was like, "What is it? What is it? What's going on? Why are you working so hard?" I mean, the last few days of 2025, I worked like, imagine massaging like, I'm trying to not to lie, but I massaged 8 hours on the stretch because it was a busy time. I did it like 3 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday morning, I was supposed to have a massage. I couldn't wake up. Literally, I was just laying down like this. I was looking at the roof. So the work balance is not it. A couple of 2 weeks ago, I went to massage as well. I stood for 6 hours doing massages. That is how hectic the time, like the work is. I mean, the work balance is amazing. I want to say amazing, but not in the amazing God. That kind of amazing. I mean, but the work ethic is, when someone say I'm going to work, remove cap for them. You still remove cap for them because it's also like that. What else? What was actually my, I've talked about too much of struggles. Let's talk about the good things. The good things is that healthcare, love it. Um, is your ability to see what you work for, I would say. Uh, I would say getting things at ease. I would, a bit organized. Um, I think those are some of the things I would say it's the good part, the health system, uh, safety, security. Mm, yeah, I would say those are some of the things that are the good side. You can really own your own, you can own your self outside your time. Um, you are being watched and I would say protected in a kind of way. You have secured. Like I said, security, you can just call and then, yeah, you have the security in few, things like that. After you've been through, I'm trying not to sieve out some things, but after you are able to go through your first few years living abroad, it becomes normal. Like your life becomes normal. And like I said, being in a community that tells you the truth. I remember the first community I belonged to. So it's a church community. God bless them. They literally was taking care of me like a baby. I mean, Harry was our pastor then. The way this man would take care of me, like if I'm sick like this, he'll be like, ah, okay, let me make appointment for you. You know, you go to the doctor. So belonging to a community kind of helped me. And now I'm like, you just get to live. Now I know so much that it's not like normal. I know too much. I would say like that, yeah. The laws, the rules. I can speak Dutch. I can, you know, I own my own company. I'm doing my own shit. It kind of like just get better. Just get better. So yeah, Pastor Harry. Oh God, that man. I need to go and buy him champagne. Champagne. That man, that the way that man took care of me. Imagine how is he now? He's fine. He's fine. He still even texted me 2 weeks ago. Was like, Mercy, how are you? How you doing? Always call me if you need anything. I mean, I remember calling my best friend. She's the one talking now. Like I called her. I'm like, nobody has helped me in this life more than this man. He was a godsend to me. Like, oh, all appointment. My first car, he was the one that helped me source for it. My license. Guys, if you go to a country, look for a church. Look for a church to attend. Remove black church from your list. If not Catholic, go. That man, my first car, I remember just getting my license. I was not telling him, oh, I want a car. He was the one that helped me source for it. He was the one that negotiated. He was the one that he did so much for me. Like, as I don't know, that man was a God sent to me. God sent him for me. You know when Oyedipo will say, my God sent me to you. God go to Harry and sent him to me. And for those of you that is always saying racism, be careful, because one thing I learned was removing the idea of racism from my mind. Remove the idea of racism. God can use anybody. This Pastor Harry we are talking about is Belgium. He's a white man. He was the one that took care of me like his own child when I just came to Europe, like when I was still settling in Europe. He was the one that registered me in Dutch course. He was the one that helped me get my license when I was failing, like failing all the exams. He was the one that like go and study this book. So I will do another video of how God sent Harry to me. Maybe that should be the topic because I need a blog that is dedicated to that man. I need a blog dedicated to him where I will actually say how God sent him to me. It's amazing. It's amazing. Guys, I want to say thank you. Ah, Jesus, I woke up too early. Sorry, it's Europe, huh? So I'm going to say thank you for listening to my 7 year story experience. Will I trade this experience for anything? No. I will not. I will not trade this experience I've had. I love Belgium. I I love, it's my country. I love him. I love, if it's a him, I'll marry it. I'll marry, but too bad. I love Belgium. Love it. It's the best country in the world. I don't care what your opinion is. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have any question, if you want any deep how to get married, ask questions, how the interview goes, because they do interview, huh? And the interview goes, keep me posted and I will talk about it. Do have a lovely time. Please, guys, if you did not like my life, like it right now before I go. Please like it. Give the thumbs up. We need it. 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 Give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up before I go. Thank you so much and do have a lovely day. Oh, and I posted a video, a 20 minutes video on how I relocated and everything a few hours ago. So you can also check that out. Okay, bye.